What's going on, everybody, and welcome to this 26 C++ tutorial. Well, this tutorial will be our basic step to the object-oriented programming, so you should pay attention on it. So if you watch over here, this black backgrounded shape, okay, so it is a structure. Well, what is a structure you will know after this tutorial. So it's a structure, and structure is something like have journal properties created by the users. Well, it's a structure, and I have named a student. You can name it to your own choice. So it's have this black blue backgrounded shape. It's the property of that structure. So I have properties id, which can be declared as integer, and having name, which is string, and a print function. So so if you watch over here in the main, it's do work like this. You write student just like data type, and then your choice as. When you write the student, it's the structure name, and then you write the choice. It will create a object just like it, and it will having the access on the structures properties. Well, I have this properties id, name, and print. So now this s will have access on id, name, and print. So if you watch over here, it can access like this. S.id, it will access to the id, and it can assign the value. It can retrieve the data. It can store, and that's all. So name and print are just like this. So so in the compiler, we do just like this. First of all, of we write the name struct, and then we write our own choice. Well, I am going to make student, and then we write the curly braces, and after curly braces we write the semicolon. And in the student structure, well, you can do your own name. Well, I have student. So in the structure, you write the properties just like it. You write the integer id and string name. You can add more properties. It's your choice. It's all up to you. So I have print function. It will print both of the id and id, a space, and a name. So if you want to access to the name in this structure, you should just write just like I write id. And if you want to access it from the main, you write just like this. First of all, you write the name of the structure. Well, we have student, and then you write the choice s, and then it will create an object s, and will have access on its properties. Then you can access on different ways, just like s.id will be equals to 2, then it will assign id to 2. And you can also ask it from the user. S.id, it will ask from the user, and I'm just checking to print it. S.id. Okay, so I'm going to compile, and here we are. Okay, just 2, right? And the answer is 2, because I print the same id, the same object's id. So you can create the different objects. It's your own choice. Okay, you can also create an array of the objects. Okay, so we are going to create an array of object which have 2 index. Okay, now I'm just asking it from the user using loops. Okay, I less than 2 and I increment, and it will ask I plus 1 id id, then it will accept the value from the user as 0. No, it's not 0, it should be I, because it will change after the few times. So s dot id. Okay, when firstly the loop will run, it will have the first id, and when we give it id, like I give 1, and then again when loop runs, it will I value will be 1, and here it will ask the second id, and here the second index id will be run. Okay, then I'm going to ask second name, so just a name. Okay, and name. Then it will ask second's name, I dot name. Okay, now this loop will use to ask the information from the user. Well, we have 2 students right here, and now we're going to print all the data of the students. So I'm again using loop. Well, we have print function to print. Okay, then handle for just separating both. Okay, just run it, and here we are. Print is error. Why? Print. Okay, you should write it dash I dot print. Well, I have on the mistake, so compile it, and here we are, first id. Well, I'm going to do it first, and I'm going to write the first name, which is Manly, and second id will be 2, and of course the second name is Gail. Okay, it prints all the values. First is Manly and second is Gail. So that's how we use the structure, and that's how we use the objects, an array of the objects, and we can use it, and you can also make it journal. Okay, in text, and you can ask it from the user what x should be. Okay, so that's what the structure do. So thank you for watching, and visit my next tutorial to know more about object oriented programming. So in the next tutorial we'll be covering about the classes and objects.